right, folks, welcome to the live day trading room of the Ace Trading Club. My name is Carl. I run the live day trading room of AceTradingClub.com. Let me show you our website here. Again, it's Ace Trading Club. We offer a 2-week free trial. Come join us. We operate on a Discord server, so what you're seeing on my screen is kind of more or less what you see. You'll see my charts. You'll see me here on this box here, and you'll see kind of my profits, my losses, everything that's really just below this image here. Okay, but welcome. Thank you for having me. This is a pre-market view of the market. So I'm going to go over the S&P 500 first. If you do not know what you're looking at, this is your first time trading, or you're an experienced trader, just come check us out here at AceTradingClub.com. We have a 2-week free trial again. But so let's get into this real quick, okay? But before I do that, let me just go to the website. You know, a lot of good work is coming in here. We show you kind of what you get here. Go to AceTradingClub.com. But you can see kind of, you know, I show you all my trades, good, bad, or indifferent. These are the trades that I call out in live day trading room, levels that I give out, trades that we take. You can see what I did yesterday, today, previous week, the last. If you scroll down, you actually get a calendar view. You can see how I've done just this year in 2026. What my best day was so far this year. You can click into 2025, 2024, you see the same thing. So if you go back to 2024, you can click here in December, you'll see, hey, December. For some reason, December 3rd was the best trading day I had of the month. I made almost 6,000 pounds, call that $7,000 roughly, okay? And these are the trades that I took to make that. There's always losses. Nobody, you know, I care about losses, but losses and win rate means nothing. Of course, I share that win rate with you because it's up here. Yes, okay, in 2025, I had a 91% win rate. Who cares about that? What I care about is this profitability score. That needs to be greater than 1 because 1 to 1 would mean that I lose $1, I make $1. That you mean the account hasn't grown. So for me, I could care less about a winning rate because win rate means nothing. You could win 99% of the time and still be an unprofitable trader because if you win 99 trades and make 1,000, but then that one trade you lose out of 100 loses you 10 grand, loses you 100 grand, you're not profitable. But hey, you won 99% of your trades. So it's a useless stat, but people use it. And I use it myself here. So I try to show you everything, warts and all, good trades, bad trades. I have some open positions. I even share that with you here on the website. You can see that just exactly how I'm doing. You can track me. You can come join me. Again, it's AceTradingClub.com, 2-week free trial. But enough of that. We're here for the pre-market analysis. So let's just move back over into this. So we talked about the SPY. The SPY, believe it or not, this is the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the U.S., okay? Amazon, Google, Meta, Boeing, any big company that you can think of in the United States that operates is in here, the S&P 500, okay? We're at all-time highs. When we get to all-time highs, I like to be cautious. This is a daily chart of it. So if you look here, we'll go back here. You see this massive kind of rundown. This is April. This is when Trump announced his Liberation Day, tariffs and tax, and you just saw this market kind of just draw down. But if you see from that, that became a great buying opportunity from 500, 490, all the way up to 692. I have a target price for this year of 2026. Okay, if I put all my lines and stuff on there, you'll see I kind of simplified here. There's these 2 yellow lines, okay, where we're at. So we're here at the top, around 692. I have us as a top move to about 820, but I realistically think we should get somewhere to about 770 on the S&P 500. Now, this here plays a dividend, so the price could fluctuate and change, but more or less about 770 is where I expect us to at least get to as a minimum. Back into this long-term trend line, which is this blue line that you see here. There's this long-term trend that just goes back to several years. I expect us to work our way back into that trend because, again, the trend is your friend, as they say, okay? But there's a long way between now and the end of the year. Of course, we're going to have days where we drop. Of course, we're going to have weeks where we drop. Of course, we're going to have months where we drop. We don't just go straight up. If you even just look at this chart, just from a, just a standard view. Nothing you see is chopping up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But guess what? It's trending up. So we should expect that same type of price action. We'll chop up, we'll chop down. One day we'll be at 720. Maybe another month later we'll be at 700. Then another 2-3 months we might be at 740. We will work our way up. There will be these ebbs and flows within the market. Is this year the year that we don't go to 770 and we just roll all the way over? It could be, But guess what? The farther it drops, the better, because that means everything is cheap. I tell members all the time, you have to think counterintuitive. It's like walking into your number one store. I don't care what store you have. If you knew you had to go in that store, you knew you had to buy, and you walked in that store and everything was 10, 20, 40, 50% off, you're going to buy it because you want to buy it. You're getting the things that you want, the things that you need for as cheap as you can get it, okay? For the best price, okay? So that's S&P 500. There'll be some trading opportunities here, but when we get to around the all-time highs, I like to just, let's just step back. Let's just be a little cautious. Let's pause for the cause, okay? Flipping that over, we can go to the QQQ, which is the top 100 tech companies, okay? If we take off all these lines, just kind of just keep it simple for you. I like to keep it simple. This is a daily chart of the QQQ, top 100 tech companies. So Amazon, Google, Netflix, NVIDIA, they're all in here, but they're also all in the S&P 500. So you get a little double dipping here, but these are the tech companies, tech names. Where in the S&P 500, you could have anything from manufacturing to electricity to consumer goods like Walmart to anybody. Costco is in there, that kind of stuff. Solar energy companies could be in there, all that. But in here we're talking tech and tech only, okay? Like in S&P 500, you'll have oil companies in there, ExxonMobil, Chevron, they're all in there. Here it's just literally tech. Whatever you think tech is, if you understand that word, that's what's in here. It's the top 100. And they regulate those. So they'll be dropping out the bottom kind of 10 and bringing in the next 10. They just constantly doing that. They do the work for you. You can actually just buy this. Again, I'm going to reiterate, I cannot give you financial advice. None of this is financial advice. I cannot get that. Go talk to a licensed financial advisor if that is what you want to do. So we're just going to talk about the pre-market, what I'm seeing, what are the trade setups, what can we look to see if we can make some money today. Today, can we seize the opportunity? Because it doesn't take all day to make 100, 1,000, 10,000. It really doesn't take all day. It doesn't take a month. This is why I try to tell members this. You think it takes 20 days, a whole month to make your salary. You can make your salary in 1 day, in 2 days. It really is that simple. If you can stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough. You don't have to hit a home run. You just don't. You just do not have to do that. Okay, so here's the QQQ. It's not at all-time highs. The all-time high is somewhere around 635. The biggest close is around 635. We have a ways to go. We're at 622, 623. So we can still move up. So let's just watch that. Let's look for trading opportunities. But what's interesting for me is that SanDisk has been the number one trade that's just been moving up and down this last couple of weeks. This year, the last 1 year, this thing is up almost 900%. What a run. What a run. We've come from as low as what? Just in August, we were at $40. Now we're at $340. We're up $300 from that level. Again, normally nothing just goes parabolic, goes straight up. So even when this thing started to run, it ran up, got to 280, pulled back to 180, gave you an opportunity to buy to even make another $100, okay? So that's what will happen here. So we've had this massive kind of upstroke in SanDisk. Where's the opportunity? Where can we go long today or where can we go short? You can actually make money on the down. So I'm looking to short this thing. If we can get to about 350, 360 today, I think the risk to reward on a short looks pretty good. I don't like to short personally. I always kind of caution members about shorting because when you short, you're taking the inverse of going long. So a stock has infinite run. There is no limit how high a stock could go. Technically, SanDisk could become a $100,000 company. The stock could be, but it can only go to zero. It can go to pennies. It can go to $1 easy. You know, you can only go that low. Is it going to go that low? No. Is it going to drop eventually? Of course. Eventually, this thing's going to come right back down in the 200s. Eventually, that's how Wall Street works. Okay. So I'm looking here to short this thing as I look for a long today, long areas. If I wanted to dip by this thing to see if we can get a reversion, a mean reversion back to the upstream. You know, we want to see here, this is a 10-minute candle of yesterday's price action. It just took off from the word go, chopped around for several hours and then broke to the upside. Here we are coming back in. We want to look to grab a long somewhere around 320 to 315 today. That's the general level where you would want to at least get interested for a long, but you would want to see it come in really hard. You want to see this thing like really sell off really hard and fast. And then the faster it goes, the bigger the bounce is potential. But if you wanted to go short, you want to see if you get a move up to about 360. See if it can hold that level. If it doesn't, you'll see a sell-off right back down to about 330, roughly. And that's the same I'm seeing with Micron. Micron has had a break off to the upside. This thing is super strong. Daily chart looks really good, very healthy. Moving averages look really good. We want to dip by this thing as well. If this thing can get itself back into the 320s, you know, 325, 328, something like that, the risk to reward to the upside starts to look good. Now, the best swingable level means I want to buy it today, hold it for another week. Clearly, we want to see this thing come into about 280 to 290. It comes into there, you can at least start a position, add to that position if you got to about 240, 250. Again, this is a short-term view. Nothing I say should be misconstrued as financial advice. Nothing could be misconstrued that, hey, Carl thinks it's going to 250. No, I don't think that. But if it does, you get the probability, you put the odds forever in your favor. I mean, that's a bit cheesy, but whatever. That's how it goes. So I'm just looking at these kind of stocks here, looking around. Let's look at Tesla real quick. Let's just look at a couple more stocks here before I get going. But this is just kind of the first of many that I'm going to try to do these pre-market setups, show you what I'm looking at, introduce myself to the YouTube world of day trading, because that's generally what I do here on the side here, I guess I'll say. And we're just looking here. Tesla's a stock that I love to trade. If you go look on the website, AceTradingClub.com, you'll see I trade this pretty often. Again, it ebbs and flows. Things go up and then things come down. Now here they're coming down. The hardest thing for traders to do is to buy when it's coming down. But I'm telling you, all the opportunity exists on the way down, because what comes up comes down and can go right back up. Okay, so we came in here to this 430 yesterday. We want to see if we can come in. I have a general target for this fall that it's doing to get to about 420, maybe 410, somewhere in there. And then we should start to see a bounce back up and take us to about 450. So that's my general kind of target play on Tesla. So I'm watching this today. I don't mind getting back in there. I took a loss on Tesla yesterday. It's okay. Don't have to win every trade. You have to survive every trade. I want to win every trade. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to lose big. I'd rather lose small so I can win big. I think of trading just like the analogy of playing a poker tournament. You don't have to win every hand to win the tournament. That's not what happens to a person who wins a poker tournament. They don't win every hand. They lose small but win big. That's what they do. They go up, they go down, they give a little to learn a lot. You lose a little to learn a lot to make even more. That's how I look at trading when I'm going in and out of a stock, So Tesla's kind of on my radar. Netflix though, man, Netflix is another stock that I like more as a swing. It's getting into this interesting level here that I have. We pierced the $90 level yesterday, which is this purple trend line. That's close enough for me. Again, I talk about being close enough, to be good enough. So you're close enough here to be good enough to see if we can get a bounce here. It's starting to get very, very, very interesting. My no-brainer level to buy Netflix long is going to be around $75. Not saying it's getting there, but that's kind of my no-brainer level. It comes in there. It's in this bidding war with Paramount over Warner Brothers Discovery. So that's kind of the drag that's taking place on this stock. But you get into this $70 level, it's perfect area to start a position for a swing. I like it here as well. I like it here around this $88, $85 level. I like that. You get into here, boom. Now we talking, we getting something on discount. Remember, this thing was at $134. It was really 11,300 because it was a 10-to-1 split. But as it's come down here, now we getting something at discount, a major discount. That's what I like to see. Palantir is another stock that I like to day trade. Let's see what it's doing. It's up to 178. We ended up holding this the other day. We made some money on this trade, so we'll see what we get here. It's pulled back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and then we had a little bounce Monday, and then yesterday. I think we'll come back in to about 175. If we come into there, I'm interested to do a day trade in that today. I would hold this position here. Ultimately, I think Palantir will revert back up to the upside. Will be over 190 in the coming days. So that's one stock we want to watch. What else could we look at today? The PayPal I don't want to look at. What's Google doing? And we'll look at Google and AMD, and that will be the last two stocks we evaluate. If we look at the daily chart, we're at or near all-time highs. I don't like to trade stocks like this when we're right here at all-time highs. I like to see a significant discount, maybe 10%, 20%, but I like to see the volatility. If it's there, I would take it. I see no position there for that. AMD is a stock that I like to trade as well. Where we're at 213. If I look at the daily chart, we still haven't taken out what I call the twin towers. This massive red candle here against this massive red candle here. We're just floating here. If we can come back into this 210 to 205, I would try it again. But that's that there. So let me just sign off. Let me show you the website again, AceTradingClub.com. We operate a Discording chat service. So coming to the website, you can check us out, see what we do, see how we're doing, see if it fits your risk criteria, see if you want to join this 2-week free trial. It's a Discord server. So all the links just take you to the Discord. But you can see my trades. I try to be as transparent as I can. I share everything that I do, talking to members. You can check it out yourself. And we hope to see you there. See you on the charts. With that, I'm out. Have a good one.